Hello, this is a guitar instructional video for Slide Guitar Classic by Sylvester Weaver from the 1920s, 1927-28. The song is played in open D tuning. So before we start learning the song, let's get into tune. This is my high or low E string, my 6th string, which is now tuned down to a D. My 5th string is an A. Fourth string is also a D. So those two are the same. Stays a D. Now my 3rd string is an F sharp. If you have a tuner, electronic tuner, that's nice. If not, what you can do is put your finger on the 4th fret of the 4th string. And that's an F sharp note. And then make sure you got the same. My 2nd string is an A. So those two are the same. Tune that down from a B to an A, or up from a B to an A. And then my 1st string is a D. Put it all together, hang on. Put it all together. It's an open D chord. Now the song we're going to learn is called Guitar Rag, and this is played in open D. It's got an alternating bass played with the thumb. And then the melody is played with the 1st finger. If you want to use more than one finger, that's your business, but I like to use just one on a lot of stuff. I'm using finger picks, plastic finger picks. If you want to learn more about that, you can contact me. The basic gist of the song is an alternating bass. So with your left, right hand, you're going to be playing throughout the song, alternating on the 6th string and the 4th string. Continues throughout the entire song. If you're not experienced with the alternating bass, you need to practice. This is a good song to work on it with. And the trick is playing the melody line and keeping that alternating bass going like a train. It's constant. So you want to work on being able to play that without even having to think about it. Now the melody, I'm going to take you through here in just a minute in open D tuning. The positions, and there's a couple chord positions that we'll use. Mainly it's the idea of where to put the slide when you shift keys. So you're playing in D, so you've got a chord progression of D, G, and A. It's a very simple song, and so I'll explain that to you as we go through it. Let's just get started. So starting out, get the bass going. First part of the song. Now one thing I do when I learn slide tunes is sometimes I learn the bass line and then I learn the treble line, or other way around. Learn them each separately and then try to put them all together. You can do this however you want. So let's go to the treble strings. I'm playing. So I'm just using my 1st finger. I'm going to fret a little bit with my fingers on this song and then use the slide the rest of the way. Open B string. It's actually an A, so I should say open 2nd string. Hammer on. So I hit 1. Then I'm sliding. I'm taking the slide and going from the 2nd fret down to the 4th fret. Sliding into the note, you get that crying, mournful sound that makes the slide guitar so appealing. The more you can drag that out, the better it sounds, the more soul you got in your playing. So that's basically what I'm playing there in the first part. So one more time. This is my version of the song, which is close to the original by Sylvester Weaver. If you listen to the original recording, everything he's playing is right in the same area. I can't memorize the whole thing, but the version I'm going to show you here is how I play it. I play it differently every time, depending on which verses I remember, which ones I forget. So this is, if you can learn just these basics, you'll be able to figure it out if you want to do that. Now, the next time around, he goes... And I'm sliding down from the 4th fret to the 7th fret. If you're just learning slide, the secret is getting that slide exactly in the right spot. Right, I try to aim just below the fret. Not right on it, just a hair below it. You just have to experiment. Mess with it, and then eventually you lock into a spot, and just by feel you'll be able to get there. Another tip when you're sliding is keep your back fingers, the fingers behind the slide, keep them just gently touching the string. And if you experiment with that, it gives you a lot more control. You'll be able to control the tone, and it won't just ring out like this. Get all that extra noise in there. Then a little vibrato. As much or as little as you want. Depends on what sound you're looking for. When you shake the hand and keep that slide on the fret, you get that vibrato sound that's really pretty. Okay, so the first verse. Now let's put it together with the bass. Now as you're playing the bass, he does a little kind of, I wouldn't call it a bend, but takes the slide and just drags it across that high 6th string, which is a D. But he has to keep the rhythm going. So once he does it, right back into the alternating bass. And so you're basically playing the two together. And one of the secrets that I learned is the idea that you're not playing two separate parts. Your fingers are working together. There's a lot of places where you're pinching notes, where your thumb and your index finger or your fingers are hitting the notes at the same time. So I'm pinching on this, pinching the 6th string and the 2nd string. just have to play around with it. But keep in mind, what you're playing is not separate. The treble lines are not separate from the bass lines. They're together. Okay, now let's move on to the next part of the song, which involves some of the chording. If you've played any slide in open D or open A tuning, the chording may be familiar with you. If you're new to it, I'll show you where to go. Now, a G chord with the slide, you're going to take the slide down to the 5th fret, and that is a G chord. So he's sliding down. Keeps the alternating bass going. When you use the slide, you got to cover all 6 strings. You're keeping that alternating bass going with the 6th string and the 4th string. Practice that until you get the feel and get the sound right. If you're off just a little bit, you'll hear it. And that's why it's important to get an idea of exactly where you need to set your slide, especially on those chords. That could be kind of tough. So the song has a lot of variation. If you listen to the original on what he's playing on the treble strings in that chord. Simple way to do it. Just like that. And then so once he gets the A chord, he's going open 2nd string. And then he goes to an F sharp position, which, to be honest with you, I don't know what chord that would be. Let me think about it. In a D, that would be an E chord. So that's an E. Think, but 2nd fret. So it's like this. And then slides down to what would be an A. That is on the 7th fret. That's the 5th fret. Then E. All the way down to the A. So let me show that to you one more time. Starting with the A chord, or the G chord. The famous guitar rag melody. The song's been done by lots of different people. Great song. But this is the original. This is the first. In fact, I think this was the first recorded guitar instrumental in the history of blues music. Now from there, he plays a lot of variations. And in the next part of this video, I will take you through each of the different variations. First, let me play just the basic tune one more time. If you want to hear the original by Sylvester Weaver, on my website, if you go on my video playlist, I have a section for the original tunes for the songs I teach, and you can hear it if you don't already have it. back with part 2.